He mocked my father's illness at the funeral. That's how this story starts. Not with grief, not with healing, but with humiliation. My father was barely in the ground when my brother-in-law turned the moment into a spectacle. Backhanded comments, jokes, smirks, and my sister? She stood by him, defending him. "He's sick," she said. "He doesn't mean it." But he did mean it. Every time. And now, she wants me to save his life. She wants me, the little sister, just 18, to hand over my college fund. My inheritance. The last thing my father gave me before he left this world. She wants me to trade in my future to keep alive the man who spit on our father's memory. And when I said no, she called me heartless. Let me go back, so you understand what really happened. Our mom left when I was a kid. She was never really in the picture. It was just me, my sister, and our dad. He raised us. He did everything for us, especially for her. She's 9 years older. She got the better years, the stable years. By the time I was old enough to really need a parent, Dad was already sick. I took care of him the best I could. I sat by his side during treatments. I learned how to clean his feeding tube. I made soup when he couldn't swallow. I was there. She wasn't. After she got married, it was like she left our family behind. Her husband, the man I now live in fear of becoming financially entangled with, never liked our dad. Said he was weak. Said he was dramatic. He said it loud enough that Dad heard him. At the funeral, I'll never forget it. People cried. Our aunt held my hand, and her husband, my brother-in-law, laughed. Actually laughed. Something about how, at least the old man isn't faking it anymore. I was 17. I stood there in my black dress and listened to him mock the only parent I ever had, and my sister just let him. That's when everything changed. She stopped being my sister that day. I moved in with our aunt. I wasn't even allowed to stay with her. Her husband wouldn't let me. After my dad died, I was alone, a grieving teenager, and she shut the door in my face. Fast forward 1 year. I'm 18 now, taking a gap year before college. I have my eye on medical school. I've always wanted to be a doctor. I haven't chosen the specialty yet, but I know I want to help people. I want to make something of my life, something Dad would be proud of. He left us both some money when he passed. My sister got her share. So did I. She spent hers fast. New cars, house renovations, upgrades for her lifestyle. I never said a word. I kept my money untouched because I knew what I wanted it for. But she had other plans. It started with her visiting more, dropping by my aunt's house, talking about how bad her husband's heart condition was, how he was in and out of the hospital, how he needed surgery soon. I nodded. I said I was sorry. I thought she just needed someone to listen. Then she started bringing up money. Not hers. Mine. Maybe if we pulled some of your inheritance, she said once, like she was talking about grabbing milk from the store. I changed the subject. Every time. Until one day, she stopped hinting. She asked me if I would help pay for her husband's surgery. She said she'd pay it back in less than a year. I didn't answer right away. I just looked at her. I thought about Dad. I thought about what that money meant, what he wanted for me, what I wanted for myself. Then I thought about the man who mocked our father as he died. And I said no. The meltdown that followed, I still hear it when I try to sleep. She screamed in my aunt's living room, said I was heartless, said I had no empathy, said education meant nothing compared to someone's life, asked me if I'd be happy to watch her become a widow, asked if I'd be proud when my nephew lost his father. My aunt tried to step in, tried to calm her down. She suggested that maybe other family members could help, but that's the thing. Everyone else already cut my sister and her husband off. They'd burned too many bridges. I told her the truth, that her husband's poor health wasn't my fault, that her choices weren't mine to fix. She didn't want to hear it. The next morning, she started sending pictures, texts, photos of her son, my nephew, her family smiling, her husband looking pale but alive. The caption on one was just, "This is what you're saying no to." And I cried. I broke. I felt like I was watching a family I was supposed to protect slip through my fingers. I asked a friend for advice, someone who's always been brutally honest with me. He said, "Let them sell the cars. Let them downsize the house. You give them that money, you're never getting it back. You give them that money, you're not going to medical school." And he was right, because the truth is, I know my sister. I know she's not going to pay me back. She says she will, but deep down, I know it's a lie she tells herself to sleep at night. She wants to keep her lifestyle. She wants to keep her husband. She wants to keep her image. And she wants me to sacrifice everything. My future, my dreams, my father's final gift, so she doesn't have to change a thing. She thinks I'm being selfish. But is it selfish to want the life your parent hoped for you? Is it selfish to protect the only thing keeping you afloat in a world where you've already lost so much? I'm 18. I'm standing on the edge of my future, and I'm being asked to give it all away for someone who wouldn't even give me a place to sleep after my dad died. So, am I the asshole? This story hits you in the gut, not because it's unusual, but because it's far too common. Families fractured by grief, manipulation masquerading as love, and the cruel reality that sometimes the people who should protect you are the first to betray you. There's no easy answer here. It's not just about money. It's about boundaries, about what we owe to those who share our blood, about what we're allowed to hold back, even from those we once called family. And maybe the most painful truth of all, saying no to someone you love can still be the right thing to do. To the original poster, if you're listening, your father left you that money for a reason. Not just because he loved you, but because he trusted you to know when to hold on and when to let go. You are not heartless. You are not cruel. You are simply choosing to survive. And to everyone watching, ask yourself this. When the people closest to you ask you to burn your future to keep them warm, would you say yes? Or would you finally say, enough? Let us know in the comments. This is AITA Story Vault, where your story matters.